good morning guys. I'm recording the video for Wednesday, October 19th, which is yesterday. So going into the day 37, 20, 25 is super important, this area in general, right? So maybe 1 or 2 point here and there, but this is a general area, NQ same thing, this area in general, for buyers to hold it above. And backup area where real buyers came from is the last low, right? Roughly 95. So right now price is building a balance between yesterday's high and low. So yesterday's sell-off had happened for no reason, but it did happen. So because of that, we cannot trust the overnight move anymore. So we have to pretend that overnight move did not happen, and we have to go in RTH with clear mind, and we can open to be trading for both sides. So preferred sellers, preferred buyers, both areas are important. You can either fade them, or once they are taken out, you can go towards that side also, targeting backup buyers or backup sellers area. In between, garbage, price can ping pong. This is the continuous statement, right? These two indexes are holding well for buyers. The numbers are 260 and 223. Okay. So overall price is chopping around from last 2-3 days, and random up and down moves in the overnight. So RTH, usually it chops around. So again, see, overnight down move, right? So day before overnight up move, now it's down move, right? So see, you can see it, clear flow, and that's why in RTH you will see like this, like choppy environment, barely price moves, and then when it moves, it cannot sustain, So it's better to stay away when you don't see something clear, or if you trade it but then price is not moving, don't fight with it, just let it go, just bail out, So in the morning, right, so there was a trade here, based on my observational levels, right? So I think 10 to 13 area here, so which is 37.10 to 13, which is this area pretty much, 10 to 13, this box. So in pre-market, right, I said, I think 11 or 12 or somewhere, I said, that area is important right before open, when I was talking in Discord, and say something will happen from that area, So in this case, an up move happened, right? So you can, and then I also said above buyers, below sellers concept. Just keep in mind, anytime price goes above 10-13, buyers, below sellers, right? And then you still have to worry about these levels, right? But intraday, above that buyers, below that sellers. That's the concept, to guide you in the chart, right? Now, if it goes up like this, right? So in a way, intraday 10 to 13, above buyers are there, but that doesn't mean that all these sellers are gone, right? You can get a reaction from there. So those are the profit taking area if you go long from here, right? Or since it's in the middle like this, you don't do anything. When price goes here, you wait whether it takes out this area and holds it, right? If it doesn't hold it, you can choose to go short also, right? And take a profit at 10-13, or you don't do anything until price goes down, pull back, like this, small balance, and then come back up and then go down, then you short, right? Otherwise, like that, like straight down this, you don't do anything, right? So there is no long setup, there is no short setup, unless you fade this area, right? Because it was a confluence area. See this level, it was a level, 35 was our borderline. If you remember in Discord, we discussed that price not only has to go above this, but it has to go above 35. Then buyers are confirming, right? So we were watching it, and I played around this micros, with this long and short, I played around with micros, as I clearly said, right? I'm just going to play around with one micro. But there is no real trade here. If it goes above 35, then yes, I will do real trading. But it did not happen, so there is no trading here, right? Even it didn't even, instead of going above 35, it got rejection from this area, from this level, right? Then it came down. And then at this time, I was thinking it should have gone through down, because internals were liquidation kind. But, as usual, NQ held this backup buyers area, and ES also held this backup buyers area. Say ideally it should have gone through it because it already held it here, right? And then somebody sold it at this key area, and then it coming down, it should have gone through it, right? But then, you know, for whatever reason, it did not went through it. So now it's chopping around. So even though if you're short from this area in this VWAP or anything, right, you have to bail out right here. Yeah? So, and there is no legal trade here, except you can short these things, you know, because it was a confluence area, and then preferred buyers area, right? From the overnight, this area can act as a resistance, right? Because it's a decision making area here. So, or you wait for confirmation. In that case, you miss this move, you know. So then, so NQ is same situation here, right? This 207, 201, 233 area, right? So same thing. See, you can even fade it here, right? Back to this line, and then wait for a breakdown. If it doesn't break down, you bail out, you know. Same thing here also, backup buyers area, you can go long also, right? So it's up to you how you want to play it, right? I actually discussed this scenario in pre-market also. If someone wants to go long and backup buyers area, you can, you know. So, and then price balanced here, and then again it went higher above this 1013, right? Like this, right? After balancing, right? See, sellers had an opportunity to short here, and then take it down, right? Because internals were liquidation kind. But instead, price went higher, right? Like this top. So it looks like seller failed. You know, now price wants to move higher to fill the gap. That's the idea, right? So when it went up here, right, everything was rising here. See that momentum was also, there is a new tick high here, right? This thing was rising, this thing was rising, right? Instead of going down, they started rising, right? NQ also now went above this area, right? So here, when it pulled back like this, you know, around maybe 1016, 1015, whatever, right here, right, you can go long, because at that time, see, momentum was, now it was holding below zero, now it is trying to go holding above zero line right here. See that? So here you can go long, and you can target gap fill easily, you know. And then NQ went to this 291, right, when ES went to here. So it should have, so here we discuss in Discord, right, that 291, that was our level, not because of this high. Our level was, I gave you the level at 5 o'clock, you know, then price came there and then it came down, right? So this line was not drawn based on this high, right? So you have to keep in mind. And then price came up again there. Now here the story was what? Price had a chance to break down, it couldn't with internals liquidation kind. Instead, price tried to break out above this high, held this pullback, and now going higher, went through these both dream numbers, you know. It will easily go through 291, go towards the preferred sellers area. That's the idea. And ES will go towards the gap fill, right? Because there was no warning sign here that price will go down, you know. It's a second test of this area, so it's like 50% chance only. So there is no need to take a profit here. You know, you can look for higher up move, right? However, only way you can take a pullback here is profit here is that price may pull back to this area, right? Because this was like early breakout kind of trade, you take it, right? So in a higher time frame, little bit 10 minutes, it may pull back here again, firm it up, and then go higher, right? So based on that idea, you can choose to scale here, but not 100% exit. Same thing here, you know. But then when price see here pull back, right? See this breakout point. So here you go long, you know. So let's say if you missed out this, right? Here you can try going long, right? But your stop, you have to manage it. You do not want price to go below 31. That is what we discussed in Discord, right? 31 needs to hold. So here it held it. Then it tried to go higher, but then again came down here, right? And then try to pause here. You should bail out, right? Either break down like this below 31, or when you see this pause, you bail out. NQ, you can go long also at the same time at that yellow line with ES like this. But then you bail out, right? See, at this point your day is screwed up. That is what I said in Discord. Now you are allowed to even short, which is the same 31. You can short it back to this 10-13 area or even mid, and then you are done, you know. Because now the day is screwed up, you are done. You have to wait till price to break down above below this area or above this area. Then you can do a breakout or breakdown trade at that point, you know. Till then day is screwed. So then you can see is price just play around 10-13, try to hold it, hold it here. See that? Then now you see a breakdown here. Now price is holding below it. See, this was a good short actually right here, you know, because now here you can see it clearly. See, even I didn't even see this momentum. See that? Clearly below zero line. See that? And this started trending down. See? So this was the good short, you know, around 12.13, 12.15, which is right here. See that? But because NQ was holding here, you can't do anything. But when it goes down here, you can now short in NQ and ES both together like this. See that? Now it's broke down, little pullback, you can short, take a profit at 91, little bit profit, right? Or scale. Remember I said 91 is important, even though it break down below in the pre-market, right? So take some profit, then price goes up. This area turn now into resistance. You short again here, right? And then look for lower target 36.50. If you see price balancing, you bail out right here, you know. So that's how it is. NQ same thing, right? So now, so that's how the day played out, right? So now patience is required, right? Even though if you don't see anything here, this was a good trade, or this was a good trade, didn't work out, this one worked out, right? So it's all about how you manage it after you enter, you know. Now going into tomorrow, this area is important, you know, this entire area is important. Right? Below sellers, above still some, you know, little bias, you know. And that be all for today.